hello to all the beautiful people living in Congo. Um, so I had physics, physical, hypothetical question for you. Um, yeah, so I was wondering if you had an infinite amount of gas at your, you know, just you're ready to use in your stomach, right? And if you could just like really pressurize it, and let's say this is an infinite amount of gas, so you know, just like you can think of having a gas tank with you, just it just never runs out. It always has something getting pumped into it, and if you mix it with a little bit of shit, could you theoretically like achieve flight? Like, could you like fly over towns and shit with shit? Um, yeah, that's definitely a question that I've been having in my mind, and I just don't know if that's quite a possibility. Because you see, like I feel like the human body is not necessarily built for flight, and one of the reasons for that is actually because they always say that we're terrible for swimming, and swimming is not really all that different than flying. It's just the material that you're surrounded by is just more dense, water instead of air. So I just never really understood if you know like, are we even fit to fly? Like, is it going to be that bad? I know you can wear one of those like flying suits that people use to like jump out of airplanes and whatnot, and just I think that would help. It's just that the winglet in the back wouldn't really be a winglet because that's the area where like the thrust comes from, because like you're shitting, and the shit is like so pressurized that it would just rip anything that you had in the back. So aero when it comes to aerodynamics, sorry, what you really want is to have things to the side. I'm not an engineer, so I don't really know, but I would assume that instead of wanting the winglets like right in between your legs, you would want them like outside of your legs, like your legs like out instead of in, because the outside is where your I don't think this is the right word to use for it, but your anus is going to be exhausting all the gas and the thrust. So, you know, I just think that that's like an area that you want, liberated. Um, yeah, this would be a really good business because honestly, you could just like attach like banners in your back and just like fly over beaches and whatnot, and this would allow you to, you know, just be, yeah, like people call you the shed man or whatever, but hey, for the greater good, who cares, right? You could just like make a lot of money just advertising for people, and yeah, it's just honestly, I feel like I would do it. Like, why not? It's just that you know, there's no way no one's gonna get hit with your shit. My God, man, sorry. So if you have like a catch can, not a catch can, that's for oil in a car, but if you have like a catch bucket that takes away all the shit, or like a screen that like catches all the shit and only like the refined fart comes out that is pressurized, maybe in that case, like you could justify using it commercially. And I'm saying this because also another thing that is, well, okay, going off a tangent. Another thing that would be an issue if you use the screen is, or the bucket is, the shit eventually would become so dense and so heavy that it would just steal away from your energy, So you would be going slower and slower and slower and slower because you're carrying all that shit, and it just like instead of freeing you up. Well, I mean, technically speaking, you would, because all of the shit is in your body, right? So you're not really carrying extra shit. It's just that the weight gets delocalized. or rather localized, and kind of like it messes with your center of gravity when you're out on the air. So, it's definitely something to think about. But if you can, catch it, hold on to it, and see, hey, there's this long stretch of land, and I can just dump my shit here and still continue with my flight, why not? But I feel like government in that case would come into play and kind of mess with your business because they're like, oh, hey, this is private property, so you can't shit here. And also, when it comes to public indecency, because you have to have like a bit of your asshole like exposed, I feel like that would be another legal issue to face. Um, it's definitely something to think about, but I feel like given the right circumstances, like also with a lot of like you need Saul Goodman on your side to fight for you, but given all the legalization and litigation and the whole thing, and given that you can't actually manage the poop well, you could actually make a buck out of it. Why not? Anyways, thank you. Also, this broke. I stood it myself together. So, thanks.